Hello everyone, so welcome back to another video. So for anyone who doesn't know, or maybe because I haven't updated in a long time, I'm making a video game that is loosely based off a place where I used to work in. I say loosely because I can't gain access to the facility anymore, so I'm kind of basing it on video footage and other images that I have, but I've been working on it since, let's have a look here. The pre-alpha was the 8th of the 3rd, so January, March. I've been working on it since, using the horror template from Unreal Engine, and now we're in August, and now we have a implemented spawn system. I've got some other different things here that I've added in. I've retargeted the skeletons to these polygon-style characters that I got from one of the other packs, and as you can see down here, these are the blueprints that I have for my game at the moment. Now, the idea is you play as a security guard, or what's supposed to be a security guard, but basically, because it's based on when I was working at this place, I wasn't exactly a security guard. You need a license for that, and of course I don't have one. So it was more or less kind of a job where I would walk around and look like a security guard, but I wasn't actually able to do anything. And because I live in Britain, it also means we weren't allowed to arm ourselves. So this game is all about avoiding anybody that happens to trespass while also completing a shift. And I'm slowly getting there with all these mechanics. The idea is that you're going to explore, you're going to try and avoid enemies. So it's a bit like Metal Gear Solid in terms of navigating the areas, finding what you need, and then getting out of there. But also, we got elements of, say, Five Nights and Resident Evil in there, in terms of, like, we have notes that you can find around the place that will hint at the storyline. And also we have characters that can be seen on security cameras and things that will be roaming the facility at some point, trying to break in and steal things. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to play this from the beginning and show you guys what's going on here. If I click play, this is the current version. Now I'll explain everything as well. I need to update this heavily. Although it starts out in third person. I better just click play here. So can we get this viewport to be a little bit bigger, please? Oh, there we go. Okay, so the way this works, this is just a placeholder title at the moment. This is supposed to be a pre-alpha still. The date is now off in the bottom corner, the bottom right corner. I need to update that to 1.7. But you'll see in front of us here is a floating flashlight. Now that is something that I'm working on at the moment. It's part of the randomized spawning that I've had help with from a chap that I know called Celestial. And the idea is if I keep spawning here every single time, it'll change location. Oh, errors reported. Oh, there's a for each loop problem there. I'm going to have a look into that. Can I just play that from here? Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It's really weird, but that should, each time I spawn in, give me a different position. I don't know why it's doing this. It's doing it now because it's on camera. There we go. So it's got a different position each time. And the idea is that then I can randomly generate things around and they will never be the same. Things will never be in the same place. So I can use that to do all kinds. And because it's relatively simple asset-wise, I'm going to try using it on a variety of different things and see whether it works, provided I don't get crashes like that. But we've got one guy walking around outside that is based on the horror concept AI. And the idea that is he's going to pass through a sensor now. And when he goes through the motion sensors, it triggers an alarm that is only heard in the security office. So you happen to go past the security office and hear that, then you're going to know he's around. Now at the moment, we're using this Metal Gear Solid style cone system to find out where he's looking. He does have a large range on his vision because I made it like that, so it's a little bit more realistic. But basically, he's got a light on the front of him, and that also tells you where he is. This is like really simplistic stuff at the moment, but I've got like flashlight batteries over here that we can pick up. And also we have a flashlight here. Now we've got a flashlight over there. We have that text that is displayed just to tell you what it is. Now also we've got a flashlight and we have a countdown in the top left that tells us how much of the battery is left. I'm going to have to make a new UI for that, really. But we've also got a keycard here that we can use. I'm thinking of putting a stamina system in. We've got the light switch here. And if we go over to the light switch and press E, it's on. And it's off. So we can turn things on and off. And with things making sounds, it attracts his attention. So we've really got to be careful of where we are here. Thing is, you can't really crouch. So I'm just going to try and pick up this item and use it to block him, because you can't actually do that. He does really not like this room. It's because I'm too close to him at the moment. You can hide inside objects like that, but they make noise. The only problem is as well, if he comes in here, because I've still got debug character models and other things, it means that he's just going to come in here, select, well, run into that, and it's going to be game over. We do have a running button as well, but I don't want to press it while he's here. I think he's still looking at the room. Yeah, he is, based on the floor. So we can go over to here and press E. And E is like a little note there, so you can press that to see that text and then walk away from it. I'm still getting problems with the camera clipping through the wall. I'm not exactly sure how to fix that yet, but I mean, it allows us to see him through the wall at least. Then we've got all the characters that I want featured in here. So we've got the police, we've got the actual player character themselves, we've got the boss and the boss's assistant, and then we've got the actual guy that's going to come in and try and break it in. And what I'm going to try and do is vary those, because they're randomly generated, so should get different varieties of them. But ideally, it's just guys that look a bit rugged in hoodies coming in and trying to break in and steal your stuff. And there's the player character. The idea with this checkpoint is that at certain points, you'll be given a certain amount of time to get back to an area. So the idea is when you walk into one area, it's going to trigger, and all those numbers counting down on the left mean that if you don't go into the next area to re-trigger it, then by the time it times out, you get game over. And then if you go into the green area, it stops it. But if you go back in there, it does it all over again. So the idea is that that's just a timed event. We can also do different things like cutscenes, where once you have a certain item, it'll trigger a cutscene or something else. So the idea is that I'm trying to make this as random as possible in terms of like different items trigger different things, different things happen or are generated based on that random generating script. So for instance, we'll have like different bits of scenery and other things appearing in areas sometimes, so it's not always the same. So I can't wait to see whether this all works together really well. Like we've got key cards that are set up for different doors, so if you find one key card and take it through the door, then we can go through it, and if we don't have the key card, we can't go through. And then of course we've got the problem with the enemy character here, where if he sees you, he's gonna go for you. Now the thing is, I need to add a stamina system in so that he's always behind you once he finds you. Because at the moment we have infinite stamina and he just keeps running for you. We have to get the other key card, which I'm not sure where I put it. Oh, and at the moment you have to look at the doorknobs to open the doors. I really need to change that to like the middle of the door or something, because it's a little bit awkward looking at the doorknob to open it. Let's try and lock him in here. Oh, we stalled him a little bit at least. I think the next one is in the... It's either in the middle room or the other one. Let's see, I hid the key card in one of these rooms just as a test. Oh. He's going to go back to patrolling eventually once he gets out of there. There we go, we can hear that. I need to put that as a localized sound inside the office. I think, yeah, he's returned to patrolling now because you can see him there. So what we need to do is find this key card. Don't think it's in here. It's in the bottom one. Yep, there he is. He's returned to patrolling. Now, normally, another human would be able to see me there, but he can see me from just a little bit away. We've also got areas where you can't go in. So, like, for instance, if I go in here now, that text said don't go in. As soon as I go in, it's going to count me down. But if I come out, it's fine. If I stayed in there for a certain amount of time, it would game over me. So I can change the ways in which you get game over to suit what I want in terms of being able to limit people, but make it not look as if there's a limit to the actual level, so there's no real invisible walls. Let's see where he is here. The only problem I have as well is the controls at the moment. Because there's no real strafe, your character just points in that direction. I think it's really awkward for playing in first person. He is right behind me here. I tried getting that door, but it wouldn't work. The idea is that I want to be able to tune this just a little bit more, because at the moment it still feels clunky, although it is in pre-alpha. Oh god, he's right behind me. So the idea is we got these two cards, and then we run out here, and it should fade to black and say congratulations. So, and the objectives changed in the top right as well. So all of that together makes up what I want in my game so far, and what I'm building on. I can't wait to see where this goes in future. I'll keep you guys updated as I work on it more.